really safe between her and him, and he just went. And it went everywhere. And he stalked off and just leant next to a tree. And she didn't know what to do. She was frozen. She stood there. She went back to the house and she waited, and it was night time, and he'd rolled himself out in the orchard, and he was sleeping there, and she didn't know what to do. She just didn't know what to do. But she was a woman who loved. So she knew she had to do something. So she went to the woman. The one with the wisdom. She went to the woman who could see. She went to the woman who she trusted. And for a while, she talked around the subject. And then she poured it all out, because this woman was one of those women. And the woman was like, yeah, okay. I know what you need. She began to get her herbs down, mistletoe. It makes that noise. It's the kind of like, just to remind us that there's a little bit of pain in birthing often. You know, it's not all kind of like happy clappy. You know, I don't know if you've seen the orgasmic birth video, but it's not like that. And so yeah, rose petals. Yes, mistletoe, rose, sage, blackthorn. She's making some kind of a tincture, a brew, and the young girl, she's sitting there waiting for it. She's like, oh, no, I thought I had some. I just need one more ingredient and I've run out. She says, and the woman's like, I'll get it for you. Where do I get it from? I'll get it. And she said, well, that's the thing. What thing? Well, I need a hair. Not that kind of hair, she says. Not that kind of hair either. I need a hair from the crescent moon bear. Now, the girl, she'd heard of the crescent moon bear, but she'd never seen it. But as the story goes, the crescent moon bear lives up, oh, hello, on a high mountain. And because she was a woman who loved, she said, I'll go and get you a hair from the crescent moon bear. And she packed her bag with all the necessary things. And she packed it with some food that she was so proud of making. And she set about on her journey. And she knew that if she was ever going to get anywhere, she was going to have to get lost in the forest. If she was ever going to get anywhere, she was going to have to get lost in the forest. So she walked to the forest, and it was so dense. The trees, you couldn't even see a way through them. But she thanked them. She thanked them so much for holding her. She thanked them so much for the roots that grow under her. She thanked them so much for the shelter. She thanked them so much for lifting their branches so that she could pass. And so one by one, slowly, they lifted their branches so that she could pass. And sometimes she had to take that step forward before they lifted up. And sometimes she could see her way through. And so she went through. And then the forest gave way to open plain. And she breathed a deep sigh, but she can't deny that the feeling of those roots under her and boughs over her gave her some feeling of safety now, this openness. She felt very small. And the wind blew. Icy. Penetrating. And she said, "Thank you, wind. Thank you for blowing away all that I don't need. Thank you, wind. Thank you for blowing away all that I don't need. Thank you for blowing against my back so that I'm always going in the right direction. Thank you, wind." And so she allowed the wind to move her. She allowed the wind to propel her forwards. And the wind felt softer on her body. Until she got to the foot of the mountain. And when she got to the foot of the mountain, she was daunted. She didn't really like stairs. And she knew it was going to get bleaker the higher she got, and she could see that there was even snow at the tip top. But she found her feet were moving. And up she went. And she just kept going, putting one foot in front of the other, and one foot in front of the other, and one foot in front of the other. And that voice that kept saying she'd never do it, the mountain was too high, she just kept putting that voice to the side, putting that voice behind her. And she would stop every now and again and take a sip of water, but she didn't eat any of the food in her bag. You all right?
I'll go and wheeze outside.
Cool, but you're also fine to wheeze in here as well.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's the altitude. We're high up the mountains now, and so the lungs do find it hard. And so she's coughing and she's wheezing away, and there's nothing she can really do about it. She knows it's going to get a little bit worse before it gets better. But she finds, as she's walking, that there's snow. And she looks down, she's come so far. And she sees an opening. She knows that it's a cave. And so, one tree, she gets behind the tree and she takes out her bag. In her bag she's got the lovely bowl, because that's how she does things beautifully. She takes the bowl out and she takes some food out of her bag and she arrays it in the bowl. And she creeps towards the cave and she puts it outside the cave. And then she hides and she waits. Out comes the crescent moon bear, fierce and furry. Again, but and she comes back in. I mean, he comes back out again, and he eats the food, and he particularly likes the green salad. Very nice. And so this goes on night after night after night. I don't know how many nights, but on the final night, she just picks up all her courage, and then when the bear comes out and he's like, he goes to take the food, but there's not just the bowl there. There's a small pair of feet. And he looks up and he's like, and he roars so much, like her hair's like, shh, like that. And she's like, and he's startled as well. He's like, so he's standing there really tall, like, and she says, please, I fed you these last nights. I made you this beautiful food, and I please, please, I just want one hair from the crescent moon on your throat. I just want one hair from your throat. And he just thinks that's ridiculous, but then he looks at her and she's just so small and she's so scared, and pity, he feels this pity, and he's like, okay, quickly, and she doesn't waste any time, she's just like that, you know, and it's thick enough to come out, because you know I've got this hair that grows here, and that's like, well, you know, the traffic lights are just never red long enough to get it out. She just goes like that, and he roars like, and he shouts, go, go, go. She does not need to be told twice. She just runs down the mountain. Oh, she's running. Her heart's like thunder. And she gets down, and then she's running, and there's the forest, and she goes, thank you. And then she run. And finally, she gets back to the woman, the wise woman, the witch, the crow, and the house, and then the woman's there. What's she doing? She's looking in her scrying bowl. She doesn't even look up. She's like, yes, you got me the hair. I got it for you. And she holds it out so expectantly, like she just knows now everything's going to be okay now. She's got the hair, they can make the potion, everything is going to be okay. And the old woman takes it, and she looks at it, and she says, well done. This is the hair of the crescent moon bird. Well done. She throws it in the fire. And the woman's like, what are you doing? But we need that hair, we need it for the potion. She says, there's no potion for you. There's no potion that will bring this man's heart back. What have you been doing these last days and nights? She's like, well, I went to the woods, and I got completely lost in the woods, but then I was grateful, and I went around the mountain. It was a really long way, and then I put food out. And he said, yeah. Well, that's what you need to do. She said, because it's just going to take a lot of patience, a lot of love, a lot of inspiration. It might be a really long journey. That's what you've got to do. Oh. The woman's really, really peed off, because she could have just told her. She could have just